My goodbye, Merlin, and well met indeed. My name is FrozenStag, and welcome back to the Wessex Dynasty. Now, before anyone has very vast questions, I imagine, as to why I'm now using Gallo's old intro, he's not here anymore, but Gallo's previous, his intro, and that's because of reasons that I explained in my first episode of my Erebor campaign for the Daughters of Erebor for Divide and Conquer. I recommend watching the 8 minutes or so where I explain the first 8 minutes, and I explained why I'm using the intro now. But essentially, the short explanation is because I didn't want the intro to die, and I wanted to carry it on. So that's my reasoning. But anyway, here we are. So for those wondering what my goodbye Merlin actually means, it means hello and well met, my friends. As for the outro itself, I still haven't got the pronunciation yet for the outro, but if anyone does know, let me know. Because I have no idea. I tried looking it up, but it just doesn't come up with anything, so I've tried so hard, but I can't find it. Anyway, I have a bit of an announcement to make. Emperor Edmund, King Edmund III, is dead. He has given up the ghost at the age of 64. He died of severe stress. Guilty of the sin of pride, he wants everyone to know of his greatness. A wicked man, Edmund will surely pay for his sins. A wicked man, he was prideful. So funny. God help me when I go to heaven. Jesus. Yeah, so you did this. What? Anyway, whatever. King Edward IV rises to the crown and to the throne. Having mastered many skills, he is sure to be admired by his subjects. Long live Emperor Edward. I did screenshot that because I did move ahead about just under a year before we jumped into the actual campaign itself. So welcome back. We are Edmund. No, we're not. We were Edmund. He's dead. We are now Edward, the Lionheart of England. I can't remember if he got the Lionheart title. I can't quite remember. Anyway, he got the Lionheart thing, so we've gone with that. So we have skipped ahead about 10 years in total since we were playing as Edmund, and lots has taken place. Edward III was actually proclaimed a saint by the Pope, and has been canonized as a true Christian. He's known as Saint Edward III, the right believing. And yeah, very good, very good. I can understand why he was declared a saint. Edmund wasn't as saintful, definitely is a more dodgy, wasn't as religious as his father, but still was a great man. Emperor Edmund III, the Crusader. I think did I give Edward the Lionheart thing, or did he get on his own? I can't quite remember, I'm afraid. But welcome back. I'll turn the music down a bit because it's a bit loud. A little bit. So, let's go recap you then, shall we? What's been going on with the dynasty? Well, ladies and gents. Saint Edward is, of course, dead. His other wife ended up dying as well. After his, of course, department from this mortal coil. Ethelstan obviously was killed off. Leofwine was died attending to chamber business. Very important business. Leaving Ethelstan to rule as the king of Jerusalem. His other brother went off to China for some bizarre reason. Unfortunately, no, that's the wrong thing. No mind. We'll come back to that. Where am I going? Yeah, we'll get onto that in a second. But Ethelstan still is now the king of Jerusalem. He is betrothed to Swinburg, Siward's daughter of the House of Northumbria. We'll talk a bit about that house in a bit. Ethelstan is the king of Jerusalem, and he is our heir. We don't have a son, however, my wife isn't really putting out at the moment, but we've only just been married recently. But Ethelstan, unfortunately, is our heir. So if we were to die, unfortunately, Ethelstan will become king. Ethelstan the Third, is it? Sorry, I need to check. Yes. No, Ethelstan the Second. Sorry. Duke Egbert then, unfortunately, hasn't done too well. Ered, unfortunately, died of the Dread Plague. I can't remember if that kicked off. He did have a daughter, but she was born too late, and his sister became the heir. She is matrimonially betrothed to the distant relatives of House Rowe, which now rule over Bedford. There's also another line of them holding where the goblins have taken over. Okay, he's the heir to the duchy. Oh dear. So there's going to be more succession issues there later in the line. That's going to be fun. Can't wait. They already held that land anyway, so it's still annoying. But she's now the Duchess of Hewissey / Oxford. So she rules over there. Did we betroth? No, I can't do that in a moment. Margaret, Christina died of pregnancy issues. Edmund, of course, died ages ago. Her son, youngest son, rules as the Duke of Galilee. My sort of vassal, I suppose. Gilbert is now the Duke of Galloway as well. Got the House of Bamber, which is still kicking them out. Up in Athol. Alfred's line, unfortunately, has all died out. I'll quickly explain why. But as some of you may recall, they've had poor luck. So, Alfred died attaining the chain business. His eldest son died of dysentery. The same issue his father had. Edred died of severe stress. Conan died of disagreement after a meal. Beowulf died of the flu. Stiggan died of the dreaded plague, unfortunately, which is a shame. He was pretty decent as well, apart from the mad. Senfus died clutching his heart. Singeth died of the dreaded plague. Alfred died of the dreaded plague of Wessex, so that line died out. And his line, of course, now ended with Edbert, his son, dying of the plague. Yeah, in fact, all of his kids died of the plague. So that line of the House of York has died out. And I'll show you who I've given land to now. Going back a bit further, back to, of course, Ethelred's lineage. Ethelred's line over here, I'm afraid, has all died out as well, apart from obviously them that's not in our dynasty. So obviously he died of scurvy. His other son died of consumption. Hakon was burnt and staked by his own father for some weird reason. Ethelred became duke. He died of scurvy. Ethelwine became the duke after him. He died of the dreaded plague. Hakon died of pneumonia. And Ethelfled died of collection of heart. So the line of the Wessex, of the Cumbrian line, died out. And she obviously died ages ago. And there's only one living relative of the Doria bloodline still alive. And then the Lannisters, no, wrong flipping thing. The Lancasters still live on. She's married to a Stuart. So that line sort of carries on. But yeah, the Lancasters have been hit hard. Now Duke Offa reigns as the Lord. Hopefully their luck will change. Now the plague has pretty much gone. I think it has gone, isn't it? Yeah. That's a misty somewhere. No, I'm pretty sure it's gone. Yeah, it is completely gone. The plague has left us, thank God. Which is good. So yeah, I'll give out some new lands and titles. In terms of friendships then, we made a friend with King Beowulf. Or, what do they call him? Beowulf. I'm going to call him Beowulf, screw it. But anyway, so he's won the favour of the king. And the king has gone out, and since his ascension to the throne, we're about to have a coronation, which I'm going to do, actually. And have a grand tournament to, of course, celebrate the ascension of our latest king. So Edward didn't become Edward IV, unfortunately. It just sort of ignored it. Ignored the last Anglo-Saxon names, unfortunately. So Edward IV, I'm going to call him the fourth anyway. So Edward IV now reigns as our king. His line is not secure. And in terms of ancillaries and traits, what am I playing? Assassin, what am I playing? Total War? In terms of traits, we got strong in the end, became a knight. We got scholarly theologian, so we're definitely not going to be much of a commander in the field of battle, although our marshal is still pretty good. I'm also a craven, so that doesn't help. We're a bit of a scholar, and we're diligent. So we've definitely we've dropped off from the lineage of great warriors and kings since Edward's death, and Edmund, and of course my father William. Some of you will of course note is that we are actually the remnants of House de Blois, which did hold England at one point in history by King Stephen before he was kicked off the throne. Well, he died, and then it went to the Plantagenet lineage anyway. By was it Geoffrey the Handsome? I want to say, which was of course this lineage here, and they eventually became part of the Plantagenet lineage. I can't remember the name of the house. It's House of Anjou, because they became all part of that. But yeah. So yeah, one of course interesting thing is that my mother was French, so we have slight sort of French lineage. Now the Blois family never held much very powerful power, but it did hold, of course, the Duke of Champagne, which we don't hold at the moment. It is still held by my relatives, who the Blois family still lives on. Perhaps I will give them the land of France one day, or Normans, but the Norman lineage has kind of like been a bit far off. Like it's not even where. So Robert's long dead. Humphrey's died of cancer. We're loads of generations down, so we're miles off from the succession. William's obviously dead now. And Humphrey's daughters now rule, and all their sons died in specific circumstances. I'm not sure what the hell happened there. But anyway, so it's like such a distant relative that I think Norman ties have been sort of separated. Apart from the fact my grandmother is Norman herself, so I mean, yeah, it's just such a... We're miles out of the succession, so it just doesn't really matter. But we are half French, so that might give us a bit of entitlement. Since, of course, our lineage, we may recall, I think we've married off someone else, but we have married for love. This is before Edward became king. So he married for love to a Empress Iman, who is of a, I guess, not really much of a noble family. Unfortunately, it is more of a love match. But we have got an alliance with her father-in-law, who rules in the chiefdom Abdara, which is far in West Africa. So we've mingled with the Africans a bit, which is an interesting concept. But it's a love match, and Edward has unfortunately married for love, which is, of course, an interesting one, especially as she's not even his religion. But they have just fallen in love with each other, despite the difference in cultures and religions. They have just thrown that out the door and be like, yeah, you know what, I'm going for it. Could this lead to a different religion in the throne? Who knows? But he's married for love. Now, his wife, of course, is actually on the bisexual side of the spectrum. She's attractive, quite quick, she's pretty intelligent, sharp, she is paranoid, but you can understand. She isn't actually chaste, which is interesting. And she's shy. But other than that, though, we still fall in love with her. I guess being the Empress of the England is now a bit of a... It's probably why she's quite shy. But anyway, we've married for love. And hopefully, eventually, down the line, we will have some children from her. Now, I know this may be a controversial opinion. But I know for a fact that if our children end up being, you know, African... Then I know that, and obviously this isn't a feature in the game, but I know law-wise the lords of the country will probably not accept my son because of his skin colour. Now I know that in medieval society there was never in the history of England, and there never probably will be, because unless it goes that way, but there probably won't ever be an African or of African descent or black descent. That's not really the right word, but anyway, if you know what I mean, it's unlikely that a black king will ever send to the throne of England. That it just we're all too racist for that in the country, and I just don't think it will happen. But it'll be interesting. It's an interesting concept we get to explore in this little series, and I'm looking forward to seeing potentially if other relatives will try and claim the throne because of the colour of my son, which is definitely going to happen in this game. Like, not in this game, but in medieval society, in this society we've created, it's absolutely going to be a big catalyst to rebellions. It just absolutely will be. In canon, in CK2, I don't know if that's really an issue, but I just know in history, I know that would be challenged quite a lot. And but yeah, interesting. So yes, the Northumberlands have expanded some more into Scotland and taken up to Lothian. So they're really pushing into Scotland and giving them what for, which is quite interesting. Lothian's actually in Lord Mayorship, interestingly enough. How it went down that, I don't quite know what happened. But yes, the House of Stuart still lives on under Duke Evander. He is now the Duke of Northumberland and the Northern, and also Lothian as well, which is an interesting one. Though if he dies, his sister will inherit it. Cumberland, then we've granted Cumberland to the remnants of House Carling. There's only one left, and the Carlings did at one point, because I gave it to them, hold Derby, which is of course a bit further south. Before that, though, they did hold... Because I gave them some land, didn't I? Didn't I give them some land? I thought I did. I have no idea. I thought I gave them some land tonight. Well, did I give them part of... Hang on. No, not Cumberland. It was Westmoreland. Oh, no. Maybe not. Oh, no, yeah, I did. I gave it to him, but then Morcar revoked it, annoyingly. And he's no longer in power. He's gone. He unfortunately revoked it, and now I've returned it to House Carling, and they're going to rule as the Dukes of Cumbria, which I thought was a fitting idea. The Lancasters again still hold the domain. The House York, I granted it to the new House of York. Now these guys were actually granted, I think, this land by the Norwegians some years ago, and they've since ingratiated in our society. and become essentially king lords of Hull. And they were the last living remnants lords left in the entire... She's a counter Siwa. They're the last, basically, dukes and stuff left after the Black Death. So I've granted it to Duke Lodin of York. He's recently converted to Christianity. Well, I think they did start with... Yeah, because, of course, this time period, the Norwegians would have all been converted to Christianity. But Duke Lodin has accepted the responsibility as Duke of York, and we will grant him the land. His sons will hopefully rule after him. I aired to the York banner, so it's not too similar to the one I made before, but hopefully this time House York will live on. He has a few other relatives as well, like his son is his heir, so hopefully their line will carry on. He's married a Norman relative as well, which is good. In terms of other lords, then, Duke Peter of Mercia rules over Mercia and much of Middle England. He's expanding quite a lot to the Mercians, and since his father, of course, died in the plague. His other father actually ended up becoming a bishop, which is interesting. The Duke Kiel the Bear rules as Duke of East Anglia, and he holds that land and some other territories. Duchess, my great aunt, I think. distant, some relation. Plantagenets rule of Winchester. Pendragon still rule over Cornwall. That is it. In terms of what's going on, I mean, Ireland, there's not really a lot going on. She's just, at the moment, Old Thetford is just married off to that person at the moment. Unfortunately, though, this guy's gone celibate, so that lineage will just die out. So I don't know what the hell. So I imagine it'll probably fall back into my hands and I'm sort out the titles. In terms of what's going on in France, then, at the moment, it's just Duke de Narbonne who rules over this. I don't know much about this family, apart from the fact they held lands down there before. They were granted, I think, possibly by my mother. I'm not really entirely sure. But we hold lands in France, and I decided that my little goal I'm going to set myself for my series is to take over France, become the King of France, and unify the borders, and become rule over the Empire of Britannia and take all the British Isles. Maybe stretch ourselves in these islands up here and possibly take Iceland to finish us off. After then, I don't know what I'm going to do. I may expand more into the Middle East, but sort of see what happens. But again, my main goal is to take France and the British Isles. Once that is completed, we may look at possibly ending the series, or we may carry on, potentially, depending on what's going on. Why do I remember I hold... Okay. Just noticed that. But other than that, other lords just randomly hold over lands. My aunt rules this. My other aunt rules over that. Some other vassal rules that. Most of which are Normans. And some, of course, are French. So I can imagine, because Edward, of course, being half French himself, I imagine he can speak French. He can probably speak Norman / English, basically. And he can probably speak, of course, English itself. Of course, English culture has not actually appeared yet. I'm curious to see if I type in English. Yeah. It still hasn't kicked off, unfortunately, which is a shame. Anglo-Saxon, Scottish. Yeah, it hasn't kicked off, so I don't know if it will or not, or I might have to do it myself, maybe just make all my relatives as that. Also, the Cumania has been a big powerhouse lately, and rule over much of Eastern Europe and all of Russia almost. So they're very powerful. Lithuania is still powerful, still pretty good. The Holy Empire is massive. Kaiser Heinrich VI rules over that, of the Nordheim bloodline. His father ruled it before him, actually. Which is interesting. The Byzantine Empire, then, I'm giving you a bit of a recap of what's going on, really, because it has been a few years. But the Byzantine Empire are under the control of now Basilius Athanasius, of the Byzantine Empire. And the Angelos family rules over. And at the moment, his son is now the heir. Interesting. In terms of what's going on in the Middle East, then, King Ethelstan is now King of Jerusalem. However, if he dies, she becomes the heir, and the Goldmans take over, then East Anglia inherits. Yeah. Very messy. Rather than none of that happened, to be honest. Hopefully Ethelstan lives. In terms of favour, then, we've given, of course, Beowulf, the Northumbria house, to the Kingdom of Egypt. I was tempted to keep him in my capital, but it kind of makes sense for us to make England, of course, London, Middlesex our capital city, and that's what we've done. But he's our friend, and he is now the heir to... he is now the King of Jerusalem. Or, in my mind... I mean, we're going to have kings and whatnot. In my headcanon, I'm calling myself High King. Everyone else is just going to be called kings. or Lord Paramount's potentially, but I don't know. To, of course, get some sort of marriage alliance in. We've married Swinburne, his cousin, to my kinsman Ethelstan, who is my far-off cousin. Very distant cousin. In terms of what's going on then, I think they're actually fighting against the Holy War against some lands down in the south here, which is fine, to get on with that. Jerusalem's not up to much. The Templars are expanding their power and taking what seems to be more land of Ireland, which I don't know if they're going to win that, but I'd let them get on with it. We've also got a retinue as well, since I think that was made by the Egyptians, I imagine, and we now have arrived. There's a few... Oh no, someone leaving. Probably because we've been kind of peaceful. Revoked that title, apparently. Cool. But essentially, yeah, that's that. Was anyway. The blood of Cedric Ellison. Oh yes, this is like my ancient distant relative. Yeah, so these guys, if I go down a bit in succession. Where are they? We'll get there in a second. God, how far does lineage go? Yeah, eventually they're like distant, like early related guys from like the Saxon period. So yeah, sympathy for pagan relations. Yeah, I guess we would have some sympathy. I suppose we are quite a religious man anyway, with Ben to, of course, most faiths, I would say. Oh God, here we go. To Emperor Edward of England, I should be glad to recognise your divine right to rule as soon as you officially proclaim that it is no business of the Emperor to appoint members of the clergy. Now this, of course, was something my father did before, but I don't really think that my heir, my king, really cares that much, so we carried on. We're keen to build up, of course, our hospitals, Westminster, Tottenham, St Paul's, Staines, Fulham, and London. Oh, that's a bit of a nod to myself. I'll rename it. This is where I live. Because why not? Other than that, I'm happy with the names, that's fine. I might change them as we go on. Did I mention this? I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, this is still called the Fortress of Edward, so that still carries on. This was just called Cairo, which will leave us. It's fine. Pope Leo X approached me tonight. Sorry. Hold on a minute. To personally inform me. Yeah. Keep that cutlery away, please. How satisfied he is with the great month of festivity I have organised to accompany my coronation. He wants to be sure that I knew of how welcome he feels in my court and that he expects great things of me. Are we having it at... Oh, I must be having it at Rome. I'm guessing. Fine, okay. This morning, a curious visitor came to my court. He's a wandering knight who travelled to Middlesex of hearing news of my upcoming coronation. He's proclaimed that he wishes to pledge his sword to my service. He's ready and eager to serve as a emperor, as wise and renowned as I am to his death. Ah, nice. We'll take him. We need the commanders. We're not exactly... Emperor Edward is not a military commander. I mean, he's got good martial, but he's no way in... I can't see him leading troops other than miles behind the battlefield. In terms of, like, we still got these magnificent painting, things of St. John. Got a bunch of stuff in our court. Got a Crusade spear. My sword's better. I might give that to possibly Ethelstan, actually. Just a bit of a... There you go. Blade of the Cross, that's... It's Alfred of England. Oh, Alfred's old sword. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I'll give it to my Ethelstan, I think. The sword doesn't really belong to anyone, so that's fine. Oh, he's already got one. Whoops. Oh well, I'll give it to like my grandson or something like that. Or son, sorry, not grandson. We're a bit far off, aren't we? Jesus. I kneel before Pope Leo X as a host of vassals surround us in complete silence. The Pope blesses me before placing the imperial crown upon my head and proclaiming me Emperor of England by grace of God. There you go. Oh, we got a bloodline for the saint thing as well, which is pretty cool. So let's probably join wars against heathens. Interesting. God Emperor, the saint. No. My great-grandfather was, of course, a great man. I'm sure Edward's definitely heard of now quite a lot. She's got a crown, and hopefully all will be well. We're crowned with the Pope, so we're definitely doing quite well. Now, in terms of de jure claims, then, I don't really know where to begin. Oh, that's a war. I would like to definitely begin, not at the moment while we've got a load of million defensive war packs, but I definitely would like to try and take this back, because this is our rightful land. And I'm pretty sure if we declare... Oh, no, hang on. Ah. Let's hang on, what's going on with the defensive pact? Slow up, slow up. Is it because it's a geo claim? Oh, yeah. Oh, we're allied with the Kingdom of Canaan, by the way, as well. And that happened. I can't remember how the hell we got in alliance with them, but I'll take it. What is this defense? Is it because is it just like? Ah, I see. It's the Muslim. It's just a Muslim one, I think. Okay, that's fine. Fine. In that case, then we go. I should have read that, but let's go hit. Let's go get our land back. Which they are, of course. Croatian. They have 5,000 men. I don't think this is going to be too much of a difficult battle, to be honest. But again, we shall see. We'll rally up our forces. Everyone can join us at the capital. I'm going to get my army to group up down here in France. I need some more ships, actually. You guys head down there and actually send that ship here. Actually, yeah, send these guys as well, just a bit of backup, I suppose. As for armies down here, then we just group them up at... Oh, we've got loads and loads of ships, haven't we? Jesus. Alright. Actually, you know what we're doing. Disband that and just raise them there. I think I can do that. Silly of me. Anyway, we group up our forces there. And then just hit Croatia, pretty much. I don't need to call my allies in. I think we've got this, pretty much. See if Croatia has any allies themselves. No, they don't. That's fine. She's got one leg, actually. Jesus. But yeah, this is my rightful land. I'm taking it back. We have expanded quite a lot into Wales. Wales has got a king. Did I mention that in the last... No, I don't think I did. But Wales has now got a king called King Mihangel, who has actually liberated his country. And is actually a pretty good commander as well. And he's now the king. Which, if I can, I might get alliance with him. Again, I want to conquer my British Isles and whatnot, but I want to do it slowly. I don't want to just jump into it and like, yeah, right, let's go attack thingy. I want to, like, you know, slow it up a bit. Sorry, I can apparently claim for some reason. Okay, cool. Group up with forces here. This army will land. If the king wants to join in the battle, then go for it. Actually, what are we doing? Yeah, actually, yeah, just go down there and fight. Hit them now. Right. Are they on their way south? I'm not quite sure. I clicked on like 4 things. No, I didn't. I'll send the king to besiege this. As for the rest of the things, my military commanders will serve me elsewhere. Yeah, look how many men we have. We're taking my retinue, why not? We're going to land in Croatia. Grab some more forces there as they group up just down there. I don't know if I'm even going to need them, to be honest. I might leave them over there as a reserve and then send them over if I need them. Yeah, the Holy Roman Empire is getting to become an absolute monster in the field of battle. They've taken over Sicily. They've taken over much of Italy now, and they're just extremely powerful. I'm a little concerned. But yeah, this is actually a Duke of Normandy, actually, who's got this, but his son isn't in the air, thankfully. Hey, saying wall's been built. Take a little look at what's been going on here. They can't build anything more, that's fine. Build ourselves we don't need any more ships. Mustering ground wouldn't be too bad. Eventually we're going to start running out of money, but for now, that's alright. I don't know how I think they inherited, didn't they, I think, which is annoying. Yeah, I'm not going to need these guys. I've got 7,000 men, and plus the armies in Egypt and Jerusalem. I don't need another army over there. That's just not necessary. A lot of people are now joining the defensive pact because I have just declared war in Croatia. But again, I want my land back, so sod off. It's my land now. Which, it's pretty obvious, it's my territory. News from China. the war against them are the Western Protectorate, who moved capitals apparently. Protector General Wang Dao of the Western Protectorate. Interesting. You set the title? What? For fuck's sake. What the fuck? What in the border crisis has happened here? He's usurped Denmark. How has he done? What has happened? Who? Oh, he's been installed by faction demand. Now he's also the king of Hungary. God, the borders. Oh God, the borders. The AI just does not know how to handle borders, does it? Oh, like Ireland's now like just on his own. Perhaps shall do a fabrication. Oh, this is my council. This guy is Duke of Mercuria. Oh yes, I named a new house. I forgot about these guys. I forgot completely that these guys existed. Sorry. Mercuria is down here. I gave him their own little house. This guy joined my court and converted, so I gave him his wife, and I gave him his own little house. He's now the Duke of Mercuria. My hopeful plan is that maybe eventually if I end up taking Nubia, which I may as well. I kind of wanted to dual land, so possibly Nubia makes sense. Egypt. I better probably move over here to the west a bit. I think I've got all the Jews. Yeah, Jerusalem's all mine. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I know the views aren't particularly massive in this series, and generally I do kind of want to wrap this up at some point. But I guess for Carol, I am enjoying this. I think why I'm enjoying it, I want to carry on with it. We've got a lot of commanders these days. The Empire grows pretty powerful, as you can imagine. So we'll land the capital straight away with like 8,000 troops, and that should be enough to beat the crap out of them. We've also got men over here, which is good. Oh, I didn't get my Duke of York can come help as well. I don't know why it's got assigned me so many crappy commanders. I need to go through and jig them, I suppose. But it's fine. It's only a little war against Croatia. I know we're going to win this. It's not like it's going to be a particularly hard battle when I need certain commanders to win, but there you go. We shall return our men to Cairo. This ship can disband. I don't know, where is the main army actually? Oh, for fuck's sake. Just as I disband my fleet as well. Jesus Christ. It's like playing a game of chicken, isn't it, really, with the AI? Right. Go to Alexandria. Sorry, Alex, that's just... I miss Alexandria slightly. Back to bloody Middlesex it is, then. Jesus Christ. Oh, yes, I'll take that. Get myself a claim. I can't do that invasion thing I probably will do. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to do the invasion yet. I'm still sort of deciding. But I think doing that for one each thing is quite good. Possibly Scotland, actually, might not be a bad shout. But, we'll see. I could just do it in France. Wasn't there an alliance I thought I had with Roger, maybe? No, he died. Yeah, they all died out. I do kind of like the idea of possibly maybe getting a... If I get a son, I might marry... Because I like the idea of having actual, like, de jure reasons. Rather than just being like, yeah, well, you know what? Oh, yes, I forgot we did that. Oh, my good lord. Crime and at least. What? Yeah, send a priest. I don't have that many men. No war at the gate. Says you're better than many battles has become a champion in your house. Sure. I'll take him. Wish it would show me who he is, but have a look. Gerard de Palla, a Norman knight. Well, not a knight exactly, but he's just pretty good. Indeed. Cool. Yeah, I've taken Middlesex. Unfortunately, I've got the cramps. Brilliant. I've got the Great Box. Oh, this is fantastic. Great, kicking off the reign of Edward with a great start. And great heresy has showed up. That's just what I need. Got diarrhea, so I imagine the king's probably on the shit on the toilet at the moment. That is just too much information. Anyway. Right, let's get our ships, go back and retake our land. The Monophysite Faith Triumph. Cool. Yeah, I'm not really overly bothered. When we're finished on the loo, I guess we'll return back home. In regards to this army, I can just disband them. I don't need them. I've got my main fleet. That's enough. As long as I don't go back and forth to my lands, it should be fine. I think my Westminster's got a decent fort level, so it should hold. Right, let's go back here in time, and we're going to land outside Essex. Cross about the river slightly, unfortunately, which is annoying. Oh, crap. Food poisoning! Yay! Dear. You know what you're doing. He's pretty good learning. Should be fine. Oh, I feel better. Good. King Edward's not quite over yet. Although the lineage, I must say, the male line is really not looking good. Edward desperately needs a son. Aethelstan needs to further the line as well. He needs to kick in it as well. Bloody peasants. And in terms of other relatives, yeah, the line really needs to continue. Oh, great. Peasant revolt. Where are you? Where even are you? Just as I just spammed my army as well. For Christ's sake. For goodness sake. Right, okay. For goodness sake. Why have I not got hardly any of my men there? What the hell happened? Right, get to Kara and defend it. We've lost food poisoning. Good, good. We're not quite done yet. But yeah, as time goes on, I'm looking now, because this series has been going on for ages now. God. So I'm looking forward to maybe moving on, but I'm still enjoying it. I'm enjoying playing as England again. Playing, because it wasn't that long ago we did our plantation. It probably was quite a long time ago. It was ages ago. Over a couple of years ago it was when we did our plantation series. And it's fun exploring England and playing as kings and queens and whatnot. I love England. It's such a cool place. Generally playing as kings and queens and whatnot. It's fun. I enjoy it a lot. It would take logging out of command because it's kind of crap. Where's Gerard actually? I don't know. I need to have a little move around my commanders. Just have a little look. Right, you're crap. Kick you off. You've got good marshals, so I'll keep you on for now. This guy's rubbish. Kick him off. My Mayor of Warfield can take over. Not the best marshal, unfortunately. But, here, mate, do. He'll be fine. Back to their armies over here, then. Make sure our army's fully ready to go. Make sure we've got commanders stacked with decent warriors. And to hurry the hell up before they actually take the place. I'm not too worried about what's going on in the right, it's going now. 8,000 men against their 4,600. I think we should win that. Hello. You craven lover of heathens, the Coptic soldier yells as he charges at me. His expression more that of a wild animal than man. For a moment, time stands still and I'm watching the movement of the shining sword come straight from my hand. What's this? We lose our hand if we don't. give him the sword and run away. Absolutely not. Edward may be a bit of a coward, but fuck this. But Edward suddenly he's a lionheart for God's sake. He picks up the sword and he fights back. He feels the words of his father, grandfather, great grandfather, and he picks up his sword and he carries on. My opponent is nervous, his arm a little ill-fitting, and I briefly contemplate asking if he would rather do this another day. A moment later, I snap out of it, letting the fresh morning air sharpen my senses. The staunch man is soon to be in the ground growing pain. He's about to kill me, so this is our first like proper conflict battle, and we are above an holy man, but in war, in battle, we don't really give a shit about that. We'll show no mercy. And Edward proves himself a worthy king by slaying his enemies. I think we're about to engage in a battle there. Oh Christ, we're losing. How are we losing? Jesus Christ. Okay. Right, send this guy to the gulag. That makes cute. Lately I've become afraid that someone might want to hurt me. I am thinking about hiring two food tasters, maybe a bodyguard. What are we? Kind of craven, so I feel like we would be kind of. But then again, we just fought a battle and killed someone, so we won't let fear rule my life. Just as we beat back the other guy. Are we gonna lose this battle? No. Criminellis. Who is this? Count Bartle the Bold. Jesus. That was a hell of a commander. Good God. The Queen is here as well. What? Oh my goodness sake. No way. We got fucked. Is my wife pregnant with my child? So we'll quickly double check. No, that's fine. I just want to check. But the king's death. Oh, fuck's sake. Duke Jordan of Fiam. The guy who's... Wait, aren't we fighting for this guy? We are. Jesus. That traitorous bastard. For fuck's sake, the king's dead. Oh my god, I almost want to laugh, but that's just too funny. I tried something in bed, but I should have hired more guards. Fuck's sake. Edward, you were taken from us too young. Damn it. Ethelstan is now the, who we're going to play as next. Not ready to play as him at all. But, there you go. Our alliance, I guess, with the African people is gone. Son of a bitch. Emperor Edward, I did not expect him to die. Emperor Edward is given up the ghost at age 19. He was murdered on the orders of Duke Jordan of Fire, and we will have vengeance. Even though we're like distantly related to he's my kin, but I'm gonna have vengeance. Emperor Edward is given the ghost at age 19. He was murdered in the orders of Duke Jordan of Fire. A pious man, he spent many years and resources trying to spread the word of God amongst the heathens. And he dies like this. She's probably, I'd imagine, pretty damn heartbroken. I wonder if it might have something to do with potentially he married a African woman, someone who was a pagan, but even then I don't understand why he did it. Bastard. We'll have his head. Emperor Ethelstan II, or King Ethelstan II, merely 9 years old, the realm was left in the capable hands of the regent and council. Long live Emperor Ethelstan II. And we get all our titles, so that's alright. Emperor Ethelstan II, yay! Oh, the Empire of... Oh, I didn't realise that. But the Empire of England actually carries on all the recent... Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't think it would do that. Well, that was unexpected, wasn't it? Jesus. Right. I guess first order of business is arresting that fucker. Absolutely, he's going to jail. He's just murdered the king. Like, what the absolute fuck? Tyrannical. He just killed my fucking kin. Yeah, I think. Sod this. I don't know who the hell's leading the fucking armies. I don't actually know. I mean, our guardian is King Bayon, who is king of Egypt. So I guess maybe he's probably leading our force. He's our guardian. So in my headcanon, I feel like he's taken over the regency. He's a marshal. He's like the best military commander there is. The Duke of he's pretty high up there. There's a regency council involved, but I feel like as if they... Beowulf is very much involved. Sir Peter is now our spy master. That's fine. We can keep the council as it is. Fuck me, I did not expect. This is a distant relative as well. So the lineage of kings has died from Edmund's line. Because Richard's obviously dead, Robert's dead. So that whole male line from Edmund onward died out, which is just shocking. So Edmund died, William died, Edward died. And obviously a lot of his other sons died off as well, which is just very surprising. So are we now going to the lineage of Ethelstan? Our grandfather was Ethelstan of Damascus, that's our namesake. My father was Leofwine. And we're now back in the Anglo-Saxons. Which is very interesting, actually. That's an interesting... So I guess we stick with the Anglo-Saxon culture then. We're not going to go Norman, I guess. We had our chance to go Norman, and that failed. My mother is Danish, actually. That's quite interesting. Maybe we might have a bit of claim to Denmark, potentially. But, yeah, interesting. Oh, yeah, I gave that guy. The old guy who was related to, I think, had a bit of lineage. I can't remember. Oh, I don't know what's happened to the family tree there. It's bugged out, I think. That's fine, whatever. Our emperor, we don't have any heir now. Our heir, literally, is Bayon. So, yeah, again, I wasn't really expecting it. I think I might possibly take this in a bit of a turn and maybe start going possibly some maybe taking some inspiration from Lord of the Rings and going with some Rohirrim names for our kings. I think that'd be quite a cool idea. We had one Norman king who died. That's shocking, actually. Or maybe we go back with the Anglo-Saxon names, just roll with it, I think. To be honest, I may go with that, maybe. But we'll see what happens. Ethelstan might probably name, I imagine, the son after his father, Leofwine. My grandmother was a Pendragon. Interesting bit of lineage there. Ethelstan was Wessex. My great-grandmother was Varane, actually. I forgot about that. She died ages ago, and I've completely forgotten in that line. There's so many kings of... There's lots of kings of Ireland since then. So our resident, Sinbad, my uncle, went to China mysteriously. Maybe he might return, but it was like quite a few years ago, so I don't know if he will. My cousin Harold is the Duke of that place down there. Got another cousin and some other cousins down there. Some Anglo-Saxon blood. And my other cousin from that lineage as well. Baron Buckingham. We've got an heir there. Interesting. So yeah, everything's changed. We got, of course, Jerusalem and Ascalon, all these duchies to sort out. This is our retinue, I think? Yes, it is. Right, anyway. I'll do it later, because I don't want to actually spam my retinue or something like that. Oh, shit. Because they, I guess, left. But they, of course, died, unfortunately. That's a cool flag. But I think they actually despawn when the guy they're fighting for dies. Unfortunately. Right, let's just... Duke Adhid. He lives on. He's married to a Wessex girl. Although, isn't that a bit of a... I guess not. I'll probably give him that land. And Ascalon, then, I don't know. But we have so hardly any Wessex men left. It's so bad. Who's the guy that fought with us and was quite a good commander? Can't remember his name, unfortunately. What if he's still here? He might have left us, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a shocking... This is just such a massive loss. We've lost the whole lineage of that line has just died out. Which is interesting. Very interesting turn of events. Really is. Right, okay, I guess we get a commander in. We've got quite a lot of gold actually, it's quite useful. Right. So they commander in. I'll give him Ascalon. I'm not really bothered about giving him like custom houses, I'm not really bothered. I could wait and give out lands as we go to my relatives, but right now we're in such a shitty position that I kind of just want to get my... I kind of just want to get people in different lands. Second row of Damascus for now, which we have the French man there, isn't it? But for now, I'm happy with that. Oh, that's right, I'll land. And Jerusalem I will give probably to the... these guys, maybe. They're related to my... Oh god, how far is she into succession? My great aunt, I think? Yeah. My great aunt, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's her son, right? The Contarini family. But the Italian, and also I don't really care that much for the Italians. I'd rather give it to the Umayyad dynasty, because they've been with us. Umayyad was, of course, my friend to Edward once. Nuruddin, his other brother, died, and his sons are dead. But I'll give it to him. He can rule as the King of Jerusalem in my name. That land will be mine, part of my stuff. Alright, we need to get this war over and done with. We still got one. How have we not won that war? Jesus. Okay. Right, okay. What's that war going on? But I think that's Egypt. Yeah, how the hell have we not won that war? 94%, really? Oh, I just realized something. If he dies, we lose the claim. That's annoying. Right, anyway, let's go fight this army. Yeah, put you in charge, your organizer. Yeah, it's a very unexpected turn of events, but Athelstan will be guarded by Bayon. I imagine Bayon's probably like now leading the troops. In my head can anyway, I imagine he's leading the troops. These are dark days for England, Jesus. From China. Oh god. The pair rise Sony's steady season. China devastating plague has broken out. I wonder if they're getting the Black Death that we had. Someone's independence. Yeah, sure, whatever. Right. Well, we can't do a coronation just yet, can we? I think we have to be 16. And we're marching these guys. Don't need them after taking refuge in Wales, but it will be their doom. It's an Irish revolt going on. Jesus, Ireland's been very revolting. This person's been converted. Cool. This commander's really good. Bartol the Bold. Not bad at all. Oh, I'll rebuild my fort that was destroyed, unfortunately. Oh, we want to get our household going up a bit more. Yeah, build a household. That gives us better attack, and that's probably quite good. Build up a keep. I might maybe rename some of these places as well, possibly. St. Paul's, no. Tottenham and Fulham I might rename, possibly. But maybe Fortress in honour of certain kings. Like, you've got Megals, Holdfast and whatnot. Yeah, maybe Athelstan might do something a bit radical. And actually name some of these lands after his relatives, so... Shit, that's how you spell it. Yeah, that was right. Yeah, Baron of the Wine, and we'll name that one after my grandfather Athelstan. Well, actually, maybe we've already had an Edward in the family. Maybe after William the Holy, I suppose, but Edmund makes more sense because he was a decent king. Ah, no, sod that, Edgar, and that's probably not how you pronounce it at all, is it? Yes, I missed the A. I thought I didn't look right. Yeah. There you go. Name after our famous warriors in our land. St. Paul's? Nah. St. Edward. Because our guy is a saint as well. Perfect. There you go. London, I'm happy with that name. I can stay. That's fine. And victory is ours. Can we ransom this dude off, even though he's kind of possessed? Oh, we've captured her. Perfect. Captured this guy. Oh, we can ransom off. Perfect. We'll let him do the ransoms. As my guys all in the... Thank you very much. We end the war. I'm going to kill this guy, though. Don't really worry. She's off. Goodbye. Oh, Christ. Don't go into another succession thing. Bugger off. I cannot exile. I wish I could exile him, actually. I say she should stand trial. But, still let me. I'm executed. You can die in the snake pit for I care. His sons might hate me a bit, but actually they don't actually. They don't seem to actually care that I killed their father. Okay, cool. Fine. That's my retinue. I've got another retinue as well. Right, okay. It was 800. What's this retinue? This is 450. Okay, that's right. Go get some ships and return home. This army will march down to Middlesex. And yeah, very interesting. We've lost the king. I didn't quite expect that to happen, of course. But it has happened. So there you go. we lost our claim on thingy as well. That's annoying. Yeah, I'm not really sure who did. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm content with that. I mean, the Duke of Northumberland is actually pretty good in stewardship. And he's only a Grand Master of the Knights Templar. Not really bothered. Train your troops up. We might need them soon. Especially his relations with our vassals as well. This guy wants independence, but... Oh, why have you done that? What successions? Oh, your brother's the heir. But you've actually married this girl, and that means they're gonna fucking inherit... No, what? Oh, I don't know. I don't want to look at the ball of gore anymore. It's too confusing. They converted over to Catholic faith. Cool. Shall return back to home. With victory been achieved. And we'll continue to build up Middlesex to make it the most badass place in all the world. What the hell's going on over here? Revoke Lincoln from her. Alright, because the... okay, fine. Let you carry on with that then. The Irish are still fighting amongst themselves. They did win that battle, actually. Nice one. Yeah, I guess we never got to do our invasion. I'm not quite sure where to go, to be honest. Wales might be a good opportunity. Do we keep this marriage alliance? The reason I did is because it keeps us, but it's just so miles out of succession that I'm just tempted to just break it. Because it's miles off. I'm not overly bothered, really. We'll have a look at alliances, don't we? So potentially... Oh, we're 10 though. We're going to be too old. Let's have a little look at what we can do. My cousin, but that's frowned upon. Oh gosh, she has land. Why does she hold land? Why is she giving her some... That's not I was going to marry her, to be honest, but unfortunately she's got lands. I can't even unify the bloodlines, unfortunately. Or can I? Not really. I could, I guess, marry her. But not exactly much for a good alliance, and it's just not really... We are king, we are the only heir. Our grandfather is still Great Edward anyway. Our great-grandfather, sorry. To marry her, of course, again. I'm tempted to do away with that and give her the... Or marry her anyway and just sod it. But I kind of want to, like, not give her... Yeah, I'm pretty... It's just because I don't really want to have to deal with the... I don't want my kids to get a castle. So I'm just going to give it to my vassal. Why would you give a 5-year-old command of a castle? I don't quite know. I thought you could even... I thought you couldn't give women, actually, the castles in this game. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know why it's the... Unfortunately, the... Oh, she's dead. Shit. Died just from a mill. Fuck, I didn't realise that. Now the goblin's going to retake that. Good lord. Oh, the Mercians. I could always marry a Mercian girl, actually, but I think... I don't know. Ethel's with her, but she's betrothed to someone else. So, there you go. I guess that idea. But I guess, would it give me a non-aggression pact with the Mercians, actually? Oh, it would do. Ah, that's not bad. That's not too bad, then. We'll do that. We're marrying my aunt's daughters? I mean, we're cousins. It's still a bit dodgy, don't get me wrong. But, it's fine. It keeps Mercia in check as my vassals. Or as my, papal vassals, anyway. That line's dead. Jesus. I'd like an alliance with Mercia. I'd do an alliance potentially with Northumbria. Or, of course, these guys, but they have no marriage candidates available. So, there goes that idea. They're carrying on fighting that war. They can get on with it. I don't really bother. Ethelstan is now the king. Unexpected, but here we are. Like it or lump it, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know what we'll do in terms of king conquering lands. Potentially maybe invade this place. We can do... Oh, God. The issue is... Look at that. Look at that. Oh, we're going to face a lot of people if we do that, so I'm not going to do that for now. I'll let my threatening go down a bit until we're out of that, and then we move on. Eventually, I'll do a coronation. Although we've seen the event before, it's basically we go to the Pope, yeah, become thingy-majig, done, yeah, you're now coronated, done. It's just such a boring... for Game of Thrones is a bit more interesting. There's more stuff going on for events like that, but, what's going on over here? Okay. Oh dear. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to work out. Why is he the heir? It's just the way it's worked out. Alright, I think that brings us to the end of today's video. It's been an interesting one. I did not expect, of course, the king to drop dead. I'll wait for my ships to arrive. But yeah, such is the way of things, I guess. Why is he my commander? He's kind of shit. No idea. Well, there you go. We're back home. We've organised my army around a bit. Yeah, my imperial retinue has arrived, which I may expand. It's nice to have our own army just outside protecting London at all times, or Middlesex. But yeah. Not sure what our plans are then. I don't know. I might possibly do an invasion of Wales. Wales has long been part of our land, and also to stop bloody what's his face getting it. But we need to wait for our our threatening level to go down. My plans to take France has been kind of thwarted because we don't really have any claims to it. Although could have done actually. Actually, I could have married. No, but they're too young. Who's the heir to France? Oh, his son, Roger. Oh, right, because his other son's dead. Jesus. He was killed in battle, actually. They killed each other, Jesus. That was a vicious battle. But the Chini family is now the rulers of France. But, is there any Capets left, actually? Isabella of France. Ooh, potentially. But Gordony, that's actually she's actually married to the Emir of Thingamajig, but she was married to this guy before. I'll give it some thought on the marriages, but yeah, I could maybe, because there's 3 left, Capets, there's her bastard's kid, but she got no claims. She's actually Portuguese, actually. But the only marriage candidates I can think of is either with this girl here, or with her. Garbage. They're both called garbage, Jesus. I probably can't change that as well. Actually, I might be able to. Oh, no, I can't, because he still seem the whole lands. Don't know. Isabel makes sense, actually, but then she's Portuguese, so I don't know what sort of claim. But her mother is Capet, so it could work. I'll give it some thoughts. I might marry my cousin, or I might try and go for more a French alliance, perhaps, and use it as sort of a claimant idea to get France. In terms of military power, France, I think, is stronger than us. Oh, no, not quite. We are just about stronger than France, I think, just barely. So I feel like I want a bit more lands than that, really, and I think we may need to gather our strength. It would help if France suddenly went Muslim, and then we could use our holy order, but we can't. But yeah, he's not well liked, this king. He is excommunicated by the Pope, and his son is only 10. Looks to be a better king, but perhaps we will try and get it. Because many of the warriors and whatnot would prefer House Capet to rule over France in some capacity. However, if we married, of course, the bloodline House Capet, that could work out. So I can't, because he was actually a member of House Capet, but then he married stupidly Matrilineal. I don't know why the game did that. I think because he wasn't expected to inherit, but he did, and then the whole bloodline ran out. I can't even use that bloodline because that bloodline's dead as well. So I can't even say, oh, we'll get a claim from that way. But yeah. Fortunately. There. No, not even Capets. I don't know. But he had other relatives after that marriage, though, when she died. That are, yeah. But yeah, we'll figure out. I don't know. I might marry one of his daughter's distant relatives and then use it as a claim to get France at some point, and then deal with the. Eventually, after that, we have to deal with the Holy Roman Empire, who are monstrously overpowered. 45,000 men, double my army. So there's no way in hell we can even win a war of the Holy Roman Empire at this current state, unless we have France. If we have France, the British Isles, we can defeat the Holy Roman Empire, no trouble. But for now, we shall end the episode off there. But that is all for now. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm still enjoying this campaign. I look forward to carrying it on. And I'm interested. This is starting to prove very hard. If we die, now that is the end of the series. We will not be able to come back. My heir is Beowulf. Unless I change the succession. But I don't know. What's this? Oh, I didn't get Buckingham back. Whoops. I'll get it back to her. My apologies. You can have that back. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. If we were to change the succession, I'm just curious because I just want to do the. Oh, we still got Galvacline. I forgot about this thing. He's actually the heir to England, actually. So if I was to now go to this, so she's the heir, but then he inherits, so I can't win. If I went to this one, what's this? What happens here? No, she still inherits regardless. Okay. Galvakind, seniority succession. She inherits, but then her relatives inherit. No, we're Galvakind. We'll stick with that for now. So we desperately need to get a lineage. Why do we? What's this? Hello. Do I hold this? Do I? When I don't know why that's in my succession thing, but okay. But anyway, that's all for today's episode. I hope you guys have still enjoying the series as I am. I'm keen to carry on. I may break the betrothal. We may think of maybe some new alliances, possibly a claim to France itself. The most one I've seen that I like, actually, out of this lot, other than Denise of France herself, or possibly Amelie. I don't think there's any daughters here. Oh no, there is her, but she's a bit... Or this girl. But the claims of the sons are always kind of like stronger than the daughters, so I don't know. I'll give it some thought. I could marry her, but there's a bit of an age gap. But I don't know. I might just stick with marriages inside of our country. But it's so like in a weak state. We are the last male heir. If we die, the Wessex Dynasty will be completely the Wessex Dynasty will just die out. Unless possibly Leofwine has, or Leofwara becomes the heir. It's hard to say. I don't know, to be honest. But yeah, if Ethelstan dies, that will be the end of the series. So I'm going to end it there. If Ethelstan just dies legitimately, then that's it. There's no way we can really continue unless we change. Even if we change succession, she inherits, and then the Mercia will become the de facto kings of England. Although right now it seems to be Beowulf becomes the king. But then England, for some reason, goes to him as well. I don't know what the hell's going to happen if we were to die. Hopefully we don't. That would be great. But again, we shall see what happens. But if Ethelstan does die, then the series will just end there. We have died. That is it. We have failed, pretty much. But hopefully we don't. Hopefully we carry on and can continue and not die. But anyway, that is all for now. I thank you for watching. I hope you guys have all enjoyed the video, and I'm looking forward to carrying on with the Wessex Dynasty. I'm going to probably stop recording this for a little bit now because I'm going to go ahead quite a few years, probably to Ethelstan's 16-year-old rulership. Once he does become 16, then I might do an invasion war, but for now, I need my threatening level to drop down dramatically so we don't end up at war with all of that. Although, to be fair, it's not many people, actually. It's more than I thought, but again, I'd rather not fight all them if we can avoid it, because they may overwhelm us, and we may lose. But that's all for now. Navarian, Melanine, and I don't know if that's quite exactly right, but it's a trial and error. I'll be getting used to the intro and outro, so just give me a little while to get used to it. But again, if you know what the hell the outro actually physically means in Sindarin / Quenya, whichever, it doesn't matter. Because I'm keen to know which one. But yeah, so that's all for now. Naviradan Pelamad. I'm getting used to the intro. Let's try again. Naviradan Pelamad. Peliad? Is it Peliad Melanine? I can't remember. I can't remember. I just try. I can't quite get it out of my. I know the words, but I can't get it out of my mouth. Naviradan Pelamad Melanine, and farewell. And I shall see you in the next episode.